Hey everyone, and welcome back to Sydney Trains Vlogs. This video is going to be about the regional rail, so the new fleet of Captivity trains that Transport for New South Wales have ordered to replace the Endeavour, Explorer and XPT fleet. Now this is going to be a bit of a read through a newsletter that was actually released in August 2025, so this year. And just before we continue scrolling through this newsletter and reading what's on there, I want to take a second to point out something in this photo. So you see that there are two different liveried Captivity trains here. The one on the left is one that I personally hadn't seen before. This is actually one of the short regional trains. These are the ones that are actually going to be replacing the Endeavours. So this is the livery that they've chosen, most likely chosen for the Endeavour replacements, which is obviously different to the XPT and Explorer replacements. So that's very interesting indeed. I don't mind the livery at all. I'm glad that they will look different. So you can tell them apart, probably just speaking from a train spotter's point of view. But anyway, now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly scroll through this newsletter and we're going to read all about this project. That's just an overview of the project and everything like that. Also, if you want to go to Transport for New South Wales site and just read about all of this yourself, you can go to Transport for New South Wales Regional Rail. We are replacing the existing New South Wales regional rail fleet of XPT, Explorer and Endeavour trains with 29 safe, comfortable and more accessible and reliable trains for passengers who travel from many New South Wales regional centres to Sydney, as well as Canberra, Melbourne and Brisbane. Some key features that these trains will have are digital screens, announcements and hearing augmentation, enclosed overhead luggage storage, bi-mode technology which provides more eco-friendly services, which is a first in Australia, directional seating with tray tables and seat pockets, so yes, the seats can change direction depending on the direction of travel, charging points for mobile devices at each seat, modern heating, ventilation and air conditioning, accessible toilets with baby changing facilities, and automatic retractable external steps to help customers board and alight trains. To accommodate and support the new fleet, upgrades and modifications are being made to rail infrastructure throughout the state, and a purpose-built maintenance centre, named Mindiara Maintenance Centre, was built in Dubbo. This next page here, we'll go through each section, so the section to the left and section to the right, but we'll just let this scroll through, and then and we'll have a read there. You'll notice at the bottom of this page as well, the photo shows one of the Captivity sets in that different livery that me personally hadn't seen before. Regional Rail Fleet. Production of the new 29 train fleet is progressing and will include 117 new carriages, forming 10 regional intercity, 9 short regional, and 10 long regional trains. So the regional intercity are the Endeavour replacements, short regional are the Explorer replacements, and long regional are the XPT replacements. There will also be new and enhanced accessibility features such as accessible toilets, dedicated spaces for mobility aids, and priority seating, comfortable directional seating with seat pockets and tray tables, and this train will also have bi-mode technology which significantly reduces carbon emissions compared to the current regional fleet. The regional rail fleet will be the first trains in Australia to use bi-mode technology. Bi-mode technology enables the train to run using either diesel engines or electric power from the overhead wire when operating on the electrified train network. If you want to see more information about that, as I said before, you can go to Transport for New South Wales Regional Rail, and there is actually a PDF file in here showing this this newsletter, and you'll actually be able to click on that information sheet there. Now we move on to the features of the new fleet. Designed with the passenger at its core, the new fleet includes features developed with the input from a wide range of stakeholders, ensuring a more comfortable and accessible travel experience for all our passengers. All trains will have charging points for mobile devices at every seat, priority and/or accessible seats as well as dedicated spaces for passengers using mobility aids, standard and accessible toilets with baby changing facilities, wider doors than the current fleet, improved customer information through real-time internal and external visual displays and announcements, hearing augmentation in all passenger areas, a modern buffet car on both long and short regional trains. Okay, now we move on to some information about the Mindyara Maintenance Centre, and there's a photo of it there to the left. Now, the information that I'm going to read now is actually down a bit under the photo, which is something that probably needs to be started with. The Mindyara Maintenance Centre is a maintenance facility that's been built in Dubbo to support the new trains, stimulate the regional economy, and help create sustainable employment opportunities. The Mindyara Maintenance Centre operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and is managed by UGL on behalf of the New South Wales Government. Now we'll read the information highlighted in red to the right of the screen. Mindyara Maintenance Centre is equipped with 3,243 solar panels, which equals 1.378 megawatts in power. I think that's what MWP stands for anyway. Correct me on that one if I need to be corrected. This is 172 times the size of the average residential solar installation and can meet 100% of the annual electricity demand of the centre during its operation, which is impressive. 100% of construction electricity was offset by a combination of green power and purchase of Australian carbon offsets. During construction, diverted 90% of construction waste and 60% of office waste from landfill. We're also awarded leading ISC rating in design and build. Mindyara's sustainable design and construction project team took a collaborative and proactive approach to ensure that sustainability was prioritised in every aspect of the design and construction. This next and final page, we'll just do a quick scroll through here, and then we'll go through it in sections, as you can see there's a little bit on here. We'll go from left to right. Jobs, skills and industry participation. The project has been creating significant opportunities for a stronger, more diverse and inclusive workforce and supply chain through the Jobs, Skills and Industry Participation Program. From pre-employment programs to tender writing workshops, it has offered valuable training and apprenticeship opportunities, helping regional communities build skills and careers. With an estimated 200 jobs created during construction, resulting in over 400 workers on site, 50 ongoing roles during operation. The project continues to provide opportunities for long-term employment and skills development. Aboriginal engagement. Over the last few years, the project team has been working closely with representatives from Wiradjuri and other Aboriginal nations to support local Aboriginal businesses and people to build the Mindyara Maintenance Centre in Dubbo. This partnership has helped create jobs, strengthen community ties, and deliver long-term economic benefits. By yarning with the local Aboriginal working group and engaging recognised local Aboriginal businesses and organisations, we've seen remarkable success stories and benefits to the local community. This next part is about rail infrastructure upgrades, which is needed for most new trains. Like the Mariang fleet, resulted in the widening of the 10 tunnels on the Blue Mountains line. And before anybody complains about overseas built trains and them causing the, being dramatic destruction of the rail corridor, I want to be clear that the VSETs actually resulted in the lowering of the 10 tunnels as they were a little bit too tall. But anyway, on with this section. Okay. Upgrades and modifications to some rail infrastructure are needed across New South Wales, Victoria, ACT and Queensland to accommodate the new regional rail fleet. Work will include modifications within the rail corridor, including platforms, train stopping markers and lighting. Modifications to stabling yards and provisioning sites, including track extension and realignment, relocation of utility services and installation of decanting and refueling systems. Alright, here's a map of where they'll run. Where they'll run is in blue, and the rest of the key lines there are highlighted in their respective colours if you want to pause and have a look. I'm going from bottom to top here. So, they'll run down to Melbourne, which is down south. They'll run to Griffith. They'll run the Southern Highlands line to Moss Vale and Goulburn. They'll run those short-ish Kiama to Bomaderry Nowra trips. They'll run out west on the Bathurst Bullet and on to Dubbo. They'll run much further west onto Parkes and Broken Hill. Then they'll have the north trips to beyond Maitland to Armidale and Moree. And then they'll also continue much further north, branching off again from Maitland to Dungog, Taree, Coffs Harbour, up to Grafton, Casino and Brisbane. So, yeah, anywhere where the Endeavour, Explorer and XPT fleet run now is where they'll run here. So we'll just quickly go through that. So the Endeavour replacements, so the short intercity, I think that's what they were calling it, the short intercity, wasn't it? We'll be running the Bomaderry Nowra runs. They'll be running the Hunter line from Newcastle to Maitland, Scone, Dungog. They'll also run the Bathurst Bullet. They'll run the Southern Highlands line to Moss Vale and Goulburn, if I didn't mention that already. Then the Explorer replacements will be running Canberra, Griffith, Armidale, Moree, and Broken Hill. Then you have the XPTs to Grafton, Casino, and Brisbane, Dubbo, and Melbourne as well. But anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, share the video, all that good stuff, and I'll be sure to give you updates on the regional rail fleet when the new trains get delivered, like the new Endeavour replacements and everything like that, the ones that look a bit different. And yes, but currently there are 6 trains here in Australia now, which are most of the replacements for the XPTs. They are the long regional ones. So at a guess, they'll be set numbers R1 to R6 that are here at the moment, where 5 of them are stored and getting worked on at the Minyara Maintenance Centre, and the other one, which is set R2, which is here in Sydney, undergoing testing. But hopefully we'll see these trains come into service in the coming years, but as you can imagine, it is a big project and a lot of testing needs to be done. They are a much longer distance train than the Waratahs, you know, when they were testing, and the Mariangs as well, much longer distance train than them. But again, I think for the 3rd time, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to do so, and I'll catch you very soon. Goodbye for now.